Hello, everyone. Hello. Back for another review of Good Girls. Okay, season 4, episode 14. Thank you for your support. Yes, I'm wearing my bonnet because I washed my hair today and I don't want y'all to see my braids. So, there we go. But, you guys, next week is the series finale of Good Girls, 2 hour series finale. So, it's going to be an end of a journey. Okay, unfortunately. But let's get to it. So, this episode, it really wasn't all that much, really. So, it might be a short review depending on how much I talk. But let's start with Annie. So Annie, she is slowly but surely starting to develop feelings for Kevin. Okay, they're fixing dinner and Ben shows up. Ben is kind of uncomfortable, but he likes Kevin. But they're just little subtle jabs of flirting. Um, Ben says that Saracen is at a work conference, and Nancy is feeling a little bit, depressed because her businesses are gone. And so Annie decides to pay Nancy a visit. Those two haven't had the best relationship throughout the series. We all know why. But she visit Nancy, and Nancy is just she's just, like I said, depressed because her businesses are gone. And she tells a story um to Annie, saying that she never fails. And there was this guy who she liked. He was really great at Mortal Kombat, and she beat the high score. And um she had the best, like the highest score for like a couple of years, but then it got taken away when the video game shut down. So basically, she's never failed at anything in her life. And Annie was like, well, throughout your marriage, your husband was hooking up with me multiple times. And Nancy is like, well, I won him back. Annie was like, well, there you go. And basically, Annie was just giving her encouraging words, saying that you can do this. All you need to do is just rebuild yourself, and everything is going to be back to normal. Um, so later on in episode, Annie and Ben come home, and they hear laughter, a little giggling in the back of the room. And Ben was like, I thought him and Angela broke up. And so Annie, you started to see the face that Annie got a little mad. She was getting a little upset. So she goes into the back of the room, and it's Nancy. Nancy is getting her hair, roots touched up by Kevin. And she's saying that he, worked for something. And come to find out, he worked for a dog grooming place. And Annie was like, hold up now, hold up, I'll take care of it. But he ended up doing a good job, with Nancy's hair. And so Nancy said thank you to Annie, for cheering her up, and also, saying that Kevin's a good guy and that you should give him a chance. So later on in the episode, she slowly starts to realize that Kevin is a good guy, and they make out. So there you go. Annie really, no, not Annie, but Ruby and Stan, they didn't have much of a story this episode. Basically, Ruby just trying to figure out what's all this men's skincare thing that Stan is doing. But we all know that Stan is working with Breckin Meyer's character. Well, so we thought. But let's get into Beth's situation. So Beth, Kenny, the oldest, I forgot about the oldest because he really hasn't been on since the second half, but or out through the entire season. But he's been getting in trouble in school, and so Dean and Beth are gonna handle that. But then we also see that she is running for city council, and she's running for city council once again to make sure that she has the law on her side. If something goes down when Rio, gets busted. And Um, I forgot to mention in the last episode, because when they show, like, last week on Good Girls, um, Beth seen like pictures of Lucy and Rio's brother. And so I think she knows that he's in cahoots with, Rio and everything like that. But he, persuaded her to join city council, and she gives a speech to Kenny about, what her stance is, and talking about getting rid of crime and everything like that. I say, girl, you're a hypocrite, because you're in crime yourself, making counterfeit money. So you're a hypocrite. But she's trying to get into city council, and the FBI. She's working at the strip club, of course, with Annie and the girl, and Annie and Ruby. That's their whole thing, is the strip club, and that's where they clean their money and make the money and everything like that. And so the FBI agents, they break it down to the girls that, Rio and his brother, they are in charge. Basically, they're in charge of the whole thing. They are in charge of, counterfeit money going into Canada, and then, all that stuff, laundering it. So it's like they're breaking down to the ladies that Rio's brother is the head honcho, in charge. He's in charge of the whole thing. And Rio is, working with him. So the brothers are in charge of this whole thing, and they're going to try to take the brothers down. And so the FBI agent girl, she's still mad at Beth because she was vulnerable to Beth, and, she trusted Beth, but then Beth stole the evidence, because Rio, was threatening them, so she took the money. Um, so that's how the whole thing got shut down, and she's upset at Beth because of that. And I love, like I said, I'm loving this season how people are just clocking Beth for who she is, finally realizing who Beth is. And so, while Beth is getting ready to, do city council stuff, there's like this mob of like news reporters outside of like City Hall, and it's one of the founders of the Parent Alliance from last episode that was trying to get the strip club shut down. Yeah, she's running for city council, and so she's showing like they're watching a commercial. Of course, y'all know how political commercials are and everything like that. And so the brother and Beth are watching it, and Beth was like, how am I gonna, top that? And he said, you need donors. You need money, right? And so they use the strip club, and they start bringing in people who are donors, and they start, giving them money and everything like that in a tip jar. And so, and start selling t-shirts and things like that. So she's in the back of the strip club, and she's counting the money and everything like that. Rio, of course, is there. And he tells, he asks her, where's my money? Where's the money? And she's like, it's in the box. He was like, okay, but I need this too. And she said, no, this is the donor's money. This is my money. And he was like, well, you know what? I need it. It's my money, so give me the money. And she ends up giving him the money. And so the ladies, later on that day, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with the money. They can't do it again. They're going to make up a lie and say that it got lost. No. So they're trying to figure out ways, and Beth was like, we can't rob a place, okay, because that's my whole stance, is against crime, so we can't do that, okay? And so the ladies try to figure out a way to get the money back. So let's pause on Beth for a minute. Let's talk about Dean and Dean's situation. So Dean, I think Dean, like I said, Dean is starting to have second guesses about taking Beth down, because he is talking to Breckenmeyer's character and the lawyer friend, and they're, Dean's like, what's the holdup? Like, what's taking so long to, take Beth down? What's taking so long? And the lawyer friend was like, well, it's in the DA's hands now. And it's like, we're waiting for, you know, what they're going to say. And so Brecken points out one of the guys in the group. He is a DA. He's the DA. So, they're in cahoots, right? So they're all working together. All right, we understand why. But then we also understand why it's taking so long in a minute. So Beth, she comes up with an idea because she went to the office, the Kenny's principal's office, and he was like, well, you know what? I was, having lunch and I just kept hearing honking and it was just a lot. So I went outside and it said, honk if you hate Principal Clark. And there was a whole bunch of honking. And they found the spray paint in Kenny's locker. So Beth comes up with an idea. And her political, ads and, news reports spraying graffiti all over the places, all over different places in the city and everything like that. Rio's right hand, he's helped spray paint it. The girls, they're helped spray paint stuff and everything like that. And people are cleaning up. So as they're watching the videos, Dean, Kenny, and Beth, they're watching it. Dean sees someone from the group, his bike group, that looks familiar. He was like, who is that guy? And Beth was like, well, he works at the coffee place. He gave me a latte. And she was like, what's wrong? Dean was like, nothing. So he leaves, right? So Dean goes to Breckin Meyer's character's house, and his wife is just nagging him about the dog and everything like that, and saying that he's stupid and everything like that. So Brecken thinks that it's like just a meeting for the skincare scheme, right? But Dean was like, didn't you tell me that the guy, I think his name was Daryl, worked as the DA, right? He was like, yeah. He was like, but it's weird. I seen him, with the, coffee apron. And he works at a coffee shop. It's weird, right? And he was like, yeah, and his name tag said Daryl. Huh. So we come and find out Daryl's not a part of the DA. And we find out the reason why nothing has progressed is because Stan is not a part of the men's skincare scheme. Stan's not a part of it. That's the reason why they haven't proceeded to, go to court, to take back to court. The reason why is because Stan isn't a part of their scheme. They really want Stan to be a part of their little scheme, and Dean is confused by it. But here's my thing, and I said in the last review, I said in the series finale, most likely in the series finale, Dean is going to flip, and he's going to take Breckin Meyer's character and the whole men's skincare team. He's going to flip, and he's going to turn them in instead of turning in Beth. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to stand by it. I'm going to stand by that, my theory. I'm going to stand by it. If y'all want to hop on it. But I feel like that's going to happen. Dean is going to flip. So, oh, man. What else happened? So, okay. So, Beth, that whole thing is working. And so she needs to get, like, signatures and everything like that. But then here's the thing. The lady who's running against Beth, she wants Beth to not be in the race, but to work with her. Beth was like, no, I'm not going to work with you. That's not going to happen. So, Beth tried to talk to the lady, talk to her opponent, and she tried to make it look like a break-in, basically trying to intimidate her opponent. And Rio's right-hand man walks in, and he starts just destroying everything, making it look like a home invasion, breaking cabinets and breaking glass and everything like that. Like I said, to intimidate her opponent, okay? into basically just trying to like prove her stance against crime and everything like that. Basically play fire with fire, in a way. So we see Beth go and talk to the FBI agent, and the FBI agent once again is in her feelings because the way Beth played her. And Beth says, "Look, I need that money back." But the FBI agent was like, "Yeah, that's in Washington, so I can't give you that back." And Beth tells her like she had no choice but to take the money because of what Rio was going to do to them. And so once again, the FBI agent is in her feelings because of what happened. And Beth was like, "So what did you expect me? What did you thought was gonna happen? Like we were gonna be friends, and like we'll meet up and go on a trip every year? Like you thought that was gonna happen?" And the FBI agent is hurt by that because she thought that Beth was a friend of her, but Beth was manipulating her and using her to get what Beth wants. That's what Beth does. And once again, I am happy that people are calling Beth out on her, scheme. What else happened? I think I got everything. Yeah, I think I got everything. So then we see Rio's brother and his cousin meet up at the bar. And once again, they have this, BDE, big dick energy, whose, ego is bigger. And you see that Rio is fed up with taking orders from his brother. And once again, his brother is in charge of everything. And so his brother runs this stuff. And oh yeah, when Rio and Beth were in a strip club, Rio was like, "Why are you like even listening to this dude? Like, why are you even paying attention to him? Like, why are you, working for him?" And so we see in, I think it was like, yeah, the last couple of minutes of the episode, Beth and Kenny, they come home and all of their stuff is back. All of their original furniture is back. And Beth is unpacking. Rio texts her and tells her that he's outside. I mean, bruh, like, knock knock. That's all you gotta do, but whatever. It's a start. You just popping in and stuff. But, yeah. He walks in and she asks him, like, "Why are you giving, stuff back?" And he was like, "I told you. I got you. I told you you don't have to listen to him." Listen, talking about his brother. And that's how the episode ends. I am excited. I'm wondering how they're gonna. It's 2 hours, so it's like I I'm really upset that this show is ending. I really am, and because this is really a good show. People are it's saying because of like money issues and everything like that. I doubt it's because of money, with the characters. I doubt it, but I just don't understand why you would cancel a good show. But that's television. That's TV. TV, they cancel good shows, and I mean, it is what it is. That's how television production works. But, unfortunately, you've got a 2 hour series finale next Thursday. But, it's going to be bittersweet. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. But I will see you guys later for the review of Animal Kingdom. Alright? Peace. I love you guys. Mwah.